Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be showcasing Feixiao and Moze. I absolutely love this combo, so we're going to be showing it off today. And before we get into today's video, let me know one of your favorite snacks. And lastly, if you guys enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we are going to be showing off Feixiao alongside Moze because this combo is incredibly powerful with one another, and they are also going to be on the same banner on Feixiao's release. Feixiao will of course be the 5-star and Moze will be the 4-star, and he's just a really nice option if you guys do not have Topaz. So we're going to start off the fight by using Robin's skill right here just to boost up everyone's damage, and now with Moze we're going to use his skill on the enemy in the middle, and he will inflict the praise state onto that enemy as well as enter the departed state, which I'll explain this very shortly. So we're just going to attack with Aventurine, his follow-up, and now if we look at Moze real quick, with his skill he will designate a single enemy target as prey, and he will gain 9 points of charge. Whenever prey exists on the field, Moze will enter the departed state, which the departed state will make him not appear anymore in the action order. So because of this, Moze is essentially in the shadows, if you will, just waiting to attack an enemy. And what's really cool though is that whenever allies attack enemies that are considered prey, Moze will consume 1 point of charge. For every 3 points of charge consumed, he will unleash one follow-up attack onto an enemy, and then whenever the charges reaches 0, he will dispel the target's prey state, and then he'll come back for you to be able to use again. So as you guys can see, he has 7 out of 9 charges, so we're going to use Feixiao's skill on this enemy right here. And now Moze is at 6 out of 9, and now he's going to do his follow-up, which is awesome. And that's essentially how Moze's playstyle is that you inflict an enemy with prey and you want to be able to attack that enemy very frequently so that Moze is able to come in with his follow-up attacks. So now we're going to use his ultimate with Bam, and he's also going to do another follow-up and then another follow-up. So there we go. And now with Aventurine, we are just going to a basic attack, and then we're going to use his ultimate on the enemy in the middle. And now we have enough blind bet points, and now Moze will actually come back to the turn order. As you guys can see, he's back now. So now what we can do is just basic attack the enemy in the middle with Robin, and we are going to get attacked a bit, but this is perfectly fine. We are now going to have another follow-up. So with Feixiao, I am just going to attack the enemy in the middle right here. What, bam, there we go. And now with Moze, we're going to inflict the praise state onto the horse, and now advance everyone forward, and then immediately afterwards I'm going to use Feixiao's ultimate. So there we go. And we're just trying to deal as much damage as possible to this horse. And then what, bam, Moze is going to come in. And now with Feixiao, we are going to use our skill on the enemy on the left, and then our follow-up is going to come in. And now we have 9 Flying Aureus stacks going into this next wave, which is awesome. We're going to inflict Kafka with the praise state. So there we go. With Moze, we're also going to use our ultimate on Kafka. So there we go. And now we're going to do some more follow-ups, which is awesome. We're already almost at, now we're at 12 stacks. So there we go. So now I can just take advantage of Feixiao's ultimates. And we can literally just do 2 ultimates back to back, which is going to deal a bunch of damage to Kafka right here. Okay, so Aventurine is going to get attacked, and this is perfectly fine. Moze is now going to come in, and now we have another follow-up. And now with Aventurine, we can just use our ultimate on Kafka right here. With Feixiao, I'm just going to do a follow-up onto Kafka. Now Moze is going to come in, another follow-up, and Kafka's already at 3% health. She's literally almost a goner at this point. So now with Robin, we're going to use our skill. We want as much energy as possible. And now this robot is going to attack us. There we go. Thankfully, with Robin, we have enough energy. And now with Moze, we can basic attack the robot. What I'm going to do now is use Moze's ultimate. There we go. Feixiao's going to follow up, Moze's going to follow up, and we just do a follow-up party. And now I'm going to use Feixiao's skill on Kafka and then immediately use Robin's ultimate. And Kafka's literally dead. So now we're going to advance everyone forward, and honestly, this should be GG's. I don't see this robot honestly living. So we're just going to basic right here. And then with Moze, we're just going to inflict the praise state. And now with Feixiao, we can do our ultimate, and we'll have one more skill in the back just in case. And bam! Okay. Never mind. Oh my gosh, never mind. I definitely miss some crits. It's every time. But for our light cones for today, we're actually using more budget-friendly options, I suppose. We have Cruising in the Stellar Sea on Moza. And we have this light cone, which is technically a 5-star light cone, but you can eventually buy it from the shop if you choose to. We have this new 4-star light cone on Robin, which is awesome. And then we are running a sword play Feixiao, which I need more crit rate. Honestly, I kind of wish I did have a little bit more crit rate, but it's perfectly fine. This is the end of this robot. We're just going to do it in normal speed. And honestly, I just love Feixiao's smirk of victory. She is just such a pretty character. Honestly, I have to say probably one of my favorite designs at this point. But yeah, let's just end it here. Well, bam, there we go. And we were able to get a 0 cycle, which is awesome for sure. And now let's show the builds of today's video. Starting off with Feixiao, here's my Feixiao for today's video, and here are her stats. For Feixiao's light cone, as I showed you guys, we are using swordplay for today, which is a 4-star light cone. And here are some alternatives you can use as well. I just wanted to test out Feixiao with more budget options for today's showcase, and I believe my last showcase, depending on which one got uploaded, was also showing some more budget options as well. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, we are using the Duron Dynasty set and the Wind Soaring set. And here are some alternative relic and planar options you can consider. For her Eidolons, I did not activate any of these. These haven't been used at all, so this is an E0 S0 Feixiao. And one thing I'd like to note is honestly, when building Feixiao, I would highly recommend focusing on as much crit rate as you can get. So while my Feixiao does have a lot of crit damage, because of the team I am using and Feixiao also having self-buffing capabilities and being able to increase her follow-up attack's crit damage, which her ultimate will also be considered a follow-up attack as well. And if you have Robin on the team as well as Moza, you'll be able to get a bunch of crit damage just from your teammates, as well as, of course, once again, Feixiao's self-buffing capabilities. So honestly, you can sacrifice a bit of crit damage when you are building her and try to work more on your crit rate. And another thing to note is if you are using Aventurine, whenever an ally attacks an enemy inflicted with Unnerved, the crit damage dealt increases by 15% here as well. So you're just going to have so many ways to increase her crit damage within battle, to the point where you definitely want to focus on getting her crit rate honestly near 100% as much as you can, because of the fact that you want to guarantee that all of her hits are critical hits so you can deal as much consistent damage as possible. Now when it comes to Robin, here's my Robin for today's video. Robin is using Poised to Bloom, which is a new light cone that actually released, and this light cone is pretty good for Robin, which this light cone is able to increase the wearer's attack, which is awesome for Robin. And also if 2 or more characters follow the same path, then these characters' crit damage increases by 32%. So because Feixiao and Moza are part of the same path, then you can literally have this light cone equipped, and now your crit damage is increasing even further. So that's why you could definitely focus way more on Feixiao's crit rate than having to focus as much on the crit damage. As for alternative light cones though, if you do not have this one, here are some alternatives you can consider. For Robin's traces, they are maxed out. For Robin's relics, we're using Sprightly Vonwek, Prisoner in Deep Confinement, and Musketeer Valduit. And here are some alternative options you can of course consider. As for Robin's Eidolons, I have not activated any of these, as you guys can see. So this Robin is also E0. And now we have Aventurine, which here are his stats. For his light cone, we are using Moment of Victory, which here are some nice alternatives you can consider. For his traces, they are maxed out. For his relics, we are using 2-piece Knight of Purity Palace and 2-piece Grand Duke, and then Inert Salcedo. I wanted my Aventurine to be a little bit more on the offensive end for today's video, just because he'll be able to deal a nice chunk of damage himself, which helps contribute to the team's overall damage. And for his Eidolons, he's completely E0. Lastly, we have Moza, who is definitely one of the MVPs for today's video, just as a secondary damage dealer to use alongside Feixiao. Here is Moza's stats. Same thing with Moza, being able to get a good amount of crit rate will definitely be pretty beneficial overall. A good amount of crit damage is nice too. But of course, if you are lacking in the crit damage, but you have a team like this, then it'll be perfectly fine. For his light cone, we are going with the free-to-play option of cruising in the Stellar Sea. For his relics, we are using the Duran Dynasty set, as well as Wind Soaring. For his Eidolons, Moza does have maxed out Eidolons, which honestly, this Eidolon 3 art is definitely one of my favorites. I just love the mask, and his eyes are super pretty as well. And also his hair. I'm just a huge fan of Moza's design, honestly. But his Eidolons are honestly pretty good. If you do end up getting them when you are pulling for Feixiao, if you do decide to pull for her, his E2 is really nice for the crit damage that it provides. For his E4, when using his ultimate, it'll increase the damage dealt by Moza by 30%, which will last for 2 turns. This is an awesome Eidolon just for more damage output. And then lastly, for E6, it will just increase the damage multiplier of his follow-up attack by 25%. So once again, another cool Eidolon for just increasing his damage output. And overall, he's a really nice 4-star character, especially when you are considering teams like a follow-up team, which I was pretty impressed by his performance. If you don't have Topaz, honestly, I highly recommend building Moza. I think overall just the follow-up core is really powerful right now, and the secondary DPS you use alongside Feixiao, you definitely have a couple of options, some being Moza, March 7th, Topaz Numby, and so on. So I've been pretty impressed with the performance of Feixiao so far, and I also plan to upload videos pretty soon of her in other game modes other than MOC. So definitely stay tuned for that. This team is very fun. I've been having a blast trying it out and showing this off for you guys. If you have a team you want me to showcase, be sure to let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to do it for you. And also, if you enjoyed this video, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and let me know if you're going to pull for Feixiao or you're planning to skip her for someone else. I hope you all have a great one like always. Peace.